Hello everybody, Ray Garner with Garner's Games here. Doing my weekly comic review a little early. That's why I'm not in my uniform today. Anyway, today we are reviewing the book I have been waiting for. X-Men, The Uncanny X-Men, that is. Number 1. This is written by Gail Simone, one of my absolute favorite writers active in comics today. Probably my actually favorite writer currently in comic books today. And the artist is David Marquez. Does an excellent job. I'm not familiar with him beforehand. I need to probably go back and look up some of his work because he does an excellent job. This team is going to consist, in this issue at least, of Rogue, Gambit, Wolverine, and Nightcrawler. We start off this issue at Charles Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, which is currently abandoned. And we have a Dr. Ellis, who I'm not really familiar with, although she does look familiar. And she shows up there and declares that she's going to be the warden. And she wants the mansion torn down. So this will be, I don't know what, the 6th, 7th time the mansion's been destroyed in comic book continuity. And they're going to turn it into a prison. And the first prisoner shows up. Not sure who that is. Now, conspicuous by her absence in this book is Magik, who is on several of the covers. So that could be Magik. Could also easily be Charles. They're definitely protecting the headgear, so you have no idea who it is. But both those characters would be appropriate to be your prisoner. But as soon as we get that done and get past our opening credit pages, we see Logan visiting an old friend in Mexico City. And then him meeting up with Rogue and Gambit. And I'm not even sure I can pronounce this. Tenochtitlan? Not sure that's pronounced correctly, but anyway, it's one of the, I believe it's Mayan ruins, maybe Incan. But we're dealing with our big feathered lizard. Could be easily mistaken for a god. It claims he's immortal. And they point out that he did appear in Savage Avengers 14 through 16. Then he wakes up. Of course, fight ensues. We find out he has one of the eyes that Doctor Strange has the other one of. They all keep him busy. Gambit asks for her to hold him steady so that he can blind him. And then he gets his hand on the eye. Which is, you're probably familiar with this. It's been in Strange comics for, I don't know, a few decades now. Anyway, Gambit works out a deal where he gets a boon from this god, gives the eye back, and it moves off to Antarctica. Then they go get a phone call from Scott needing them to handle a request from Nightcrawler. Then we jump over here, and we have humans chasing this poor mutant, who, her name is Rosa, and we find out that her superhero or code name is Fawn, and they're basically going after her to torture and kill her. She manages to stop the humans that are after her, but then this thing that keeps talking to her in the forest tells her to come to mommy. And we got this page right here with her on the ground and, you know, witch-like arms reaching out for her. Then we get to the segment which is the reason why Gail Simone is the best writer in comics right now. Kurt is basically having them meet a young gentleman who is 12 years old. His name is Harvey X. And he is a dying kid. And basically his wish is to see the X-Men because they're his favorite superheroes. And his absolute favorite is Rogue. Logan picks up very quickly that things are fixing to turn south in a hurry. He asks where the kid's parents are. They said they sent him home to take a nap. He told him he better call him back. And then even before it happens, he tells the nurse that if they have a code blue button in this room, to press it now. And at that point, the kid goes into a stroke. The kid doesn't make it. It's a, very sad story. It's very written out extremely well, and it's handled with absolute dignity. Those, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. It's worth the entire price of the comic. Then we basically drive back to Louisiana, meet up with an old friend of Remy's, and they're all sitting around talking about what's going on. And Rogue has basically said that, she's not going to go off and be nothing again. Logan repeatedly says that she is the leader, because who else would the two of them follow? Remy and her. I mean, Remy and Logan would follow. Would be her. And she's just basically, she's not willing to go back to not being a hero. What happened with that kid, it meant too much to her, hit her too hard. And we end the book with 4 more mutants, maybe 5 if the horse is a mutant, I'm not sure yet, showing up and looking for help. And that's where we end the book. It's called The Ending. Endling. I'm sorry. Endling. Of course, we also have our QR code back again. That won't go active until release date, so this video is being made before it's available to view. The QR code is still something I don't support, but it is what it is until they get this fixed. But this book is easily the best of the X-Men releases, in my opinion, so far. I mean, it doesn't hurt its case that it has my absolute favorite X-Men, Rogue, and she's going to be the leader of this group. It has my favorite writer in comic books today, Gail Simone, writing this book. And Gail is at her best when she is writing teen books. Her single stuff is okay, but her teen books are what makes her the best writer. So I am super happy to see her not only writing the X-Men, but writing my favorite X-Men all together. I know Magic's coming into the group. She is, one of the best of the New Mutants / X-Men. Logan is the most popular of all the X-Men, and Rogue's my favorite. Rogue is why I became a fan of the X-Men through her being a villain of Dazzler. Dating myself a little bit on age and that, but this book is extremely recommended for everybody. If you like the X-Men, if you like the X-Men cartoon, the X-Men 97 relaunch, if you like what the X-Men used to be, and if you like your X-Men being heroes, from what I can tell in this book, that is going to be a quintessential element, is that Rogue wants to be a hero. She's been a member of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. She's been an X-Men for years. But what happens in this issue makes it clear to her that she wants to be a hero that everybody else can follow. Anyway, check this book out. Like I said, if you like the X-Men at all, it's going to be great. I'll catch y'all next week.